Hi, second grade. Hope everybody is having a great day today. Last week we talked about warm and cool landscapes. Today we are going to talk about motion. That is our vocabulary word for today. And we're going to see how we can create motion in our drawings using lines. So let's take a look at an artist who was very famous for doing just that. This is The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. You might have seen this before. This is a very, very famous painting. If we look at the sky in Van Gogh's painting, you will actually see lines that move across the sky in spirals and swirls. And for me, whenever I look at this painting, I can kind of feel the wind, right? It's almost like he's painted the wind or he's painted the air. What a cool concept that is, right? So if we take a look, we can see how just by creating lines that go around those stars and swirl through the sky, we have a sense of motion. Let's look at another painting that does this too. The houses way in the background look like they're just not going anywhere, but the land in front of those houses has a lot of motion lines. It almost looks like the artist was painting like a river or a brook going downstream, but he's painting land. But because we have all those motion lines through the painting, we really get a sense that the land is moving, maybe blowing in the wind, or maybe a big storm is coming in. So today we're going to create a drawing that is full of motion, and you are going to use lines to create that motion. Let's look at this student example. So this is a second grade drawing. It looks like a little snail is what I'm thinking. Tell me what you think. I think it looks like a little snail in a shell. And as we know, snails move kind of slowly, but it does look like this little snail has a lot of motion going on. We have spirals and colors all around the snail. We want to really think today about how we can create motion with lines. And we're going to make a land where it looks like everything is kind of moving. So you're going to need your sketchbook, you're going to need a pencil and your crayons, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, second grade. So the first thing we have to decide on today is what are you going to draw? So try to think of something that would make it a little bit easier to show motion. I think because for me, I'm going to do mostly like the sky moving, kind of like Van Gogh did. I'm going to do a hot air balloon. Maybe you're going to think of something like birds, or maybe you want to show more the ground in motion. Maybe you have an animal down on the ground. It is really going to be up to you. I'm going to draw with a marker today just so that you can see a little bit better. I'm going to start with a horizon line just like last week, make another hill over on top of that. And I think I'm just going to do one hot air balloon today, kind of floating in the sky. And I'm going to go ahead and get all my basic parts in, and then I am going to start drawing my motion lines. Let me just decorate my hot air balloon a little bit. There we go. And now I can really start to focus on the motion in my sky and also on my ground. So I'm going to kind of think like maybe there are long pieces of grass on this ground that I can show motion. And I'm going to do this with color too, but I just want to put a few lines down first and do it that way. And then maybe on this one we'll go more like this. So it looks like the wind is maybe blowing that grass up this way. And then in the sky, I really want to take a little bit of Van Gogh's idea here and really paint the wind. I don't want to make it too windy though. Not like hurricane wind, but like just like a nice breezy day. I don't want my hot air balloon to get blown all the way into the next state. So just a little bit here and there. I think I'm going to put a sun kind of behind, so I have a little bit of overlapping, right? We did a lot of that in first grade with overlapping. And now when I add color, I'm going to even add more motion lines. You know what else I can do is kind of have the hot air balloon itself have some lines, like maybe it's coming in this way, kind of blowing in with the wind. A few more swirls here and there, and then I'm going to go ahead and start color. And when I add lines with the color, watch how I also create motion lines. Okay, second grade, so here is my finished drawing of lines that show motion. You might have noticed that when I was coloring, I also was drawing lines. I did color in a few areas with solid color, like my hot air balloon and my sun. I colored solid, but for my sky and my land to show motion, I really used, and I'll zoom in so you can see, I really used a lot of lines going different directions so that the people looking at this picture would say, wow, look at all that motion going on. That does not look like a calm sky or a calm land. It really looks like there's a lot of things moving in that picture. I'm looking forward to seeing what you pick as your subject matter for this drawing. Remember, it does not have to be the same as mine. You can come up with anything you'd like for your subject matter. Maybe you're going to do race cars, or maybe you're going to draw horses, or maybe you're going to do sailboats in a storm at sea. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Please make sure to share your drawings with me, and have a great week, everybody.